Hi there, and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK. Back at it again with more action figure breaking news. And I once again have got a dirty case, a dirty case of the FOMO. And this time it's all about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So before we get into that, you can, of course, hit that like button, leave your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And of course, tickle that notification bell because I'm always dropping videos at random times when it comes to action figure news. Now, today, I am not alone. Yes, I am not alone. The headphones are on for a reason because I cannot talk about He-Man without this man because this man models his whole physique on He-Man. You don't think my physique looks like He-Man, but this man does. So, of course, Adam Batman Moran is joining me. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. I'm good. Yes, thank you very much. You?
I'm okay. I'm excited to talk about He-Man. I have got the FOMO. Will I be buying this figure? Stay tuned to the end of the video. Will Adam be buying this figure? Well, you've got to stay tuned and we will let you know. But what are we talking about? So let's head straight over to the screen share then and over to the Mondo website. And what do we have here? Well, we have two brand new 1/12 scale action figures up for a timed edition Mondo pre-order. So they've shrunken down to the 6-inch scale, I should say, just like they've done for the Ghostbusters, but it is 2000X He-Man. Of course, this line originally sculpted by Four Horsemen, so the Four Horsemen Studios, before they did Mythic Legions, they did He-Man, and they did some fantastic figures in the early 2000s, coming back and bringing this brand back. We have the cartoon, and we had some very cool action figures, and now Mondo are literally taking it next level because this thing looks absolutely fantastic. So again, in the comments section below, let me know your thoughts. Is it tempting you? Are you buying it? So I'll go through some of the details, then we'll come over to Adam for some initial thoughts then. So it is He-Man timed edition, but how long have you got then? So it's the 24th of September today. Sale has just begun and you've got to the 17th of October. So you've got just under a month then to lock in your pre-order if you want it direct from Mondo. So this is the timed edition. It is $115, but that is subject to tariffs, I believe, in the US as well on top of that, plus shipping, because unfortunately, the days of Mondo 3 shipping have passed us by. You can, of course, get my feelings on that in previous Mondo videos. But, of course, they did say this line would be cheaper than the Ghostbusters. Technically, it's true because this is the more deluxe version. The regular release, which should have a general release later in the year, is $95. So technically $6 cheaper than your single Ghostbusters. But I think the tariff and things have added to that since they initially made that statement. But if we look at some of the images here, you can see the exclusive parts that you will get there is the long hair ponytail, I believe the King Grayskull head sculpt, and the base. And if you know me, I love a base. So that does have me tempted. This whole thing has me tempted. I am trying not to even look at this. I wasn't even going to do a video on it yesterday. I've been thinking about this for 24 hours. I was watching the first episode of 2000X in bed last night for a little bit. I've seen it before, but just to refresh my memory on all that. Oh dear, I know what I'm like. I know what I'm like. I don't think I have any self-control though, because if I buy this He-Man, I'm going to buy Skeletor. But maybe your standard collector could do that. But I've got a crazy brain. I've got a crazy brain. I don't think I could. I think I would go even further. And we've got Clawful to talk about. But as I said, Adam literally models his whole life on the He-Man. He doesn't collect the female figures, but he definitely collects buff men. So, Adam, your initial thoughts on what we're seeing here?
Blown away. It's as good as I hoped it would be. So I obviously had some expectations about what this would be like. We've seen some of the grayscale prototypes that they did. We've seen some of the promo work. This is everything that I hoped it would be. It is, yeah, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, I thought you'd be very much into this since they showed. So he's 7¼ inches tall. So they're saying 1/12 scale, but I suppose He-Man is a bigger character. Yeah,
I don't think he's that big. I think that's still a bit bigger than 1/12. But the scales range so much with some of the other lines that we've got. He'll absolutely fit in a display. Unlike you, I do have a little bit of self-control. Like the Masters of the Universe classics, I limited myself to buying He-Man, Skeletor, and so I had a handful of the other ones, but I had just enough to represent the line. So I think if you get him, a couple of others, and you wanted to mix that up a little bit, I think it will. But I mean, they've done well. They've done well with this.
Yeah, this does look really good. So it's got soft goods, so it is mixed media. So the boot tops and the loincloth is an actual fur material. So that's nice to see. They do look very much in terms of like articulation here. They are reminding me of actually what's behind me in terms of Storm collectibles, because it looks the smooth joints. There's no, of course, there's no pins in sight here. Very smooth looking double joints clearly on this. You can see some of the images. He can dual wield his sword across both hands. Very, very big upper torso here. They've gone for proper buff proportions, which I'm assuming you're much into.
A huge fan. I mean, I obviously I love the original. I've made no secret of it on other times that I've been on either your or Dan's show. Like He-Man was my first figure collection. It was my first love as a child, was the original He-Man cartoon. And there's still an enormous amount of nostalgia there. But if you go back and watch those original He-Man cartoons, it doesn't hold up that well. Like as an adult watching the original He-Man cartoons, it leaves a little bit desired. This still holds up. Like you can still watch this series as an adult and it's still really good. It's much better than the first season of the He-Man Masters of the Universe Revelation, where they killed He-Man in the first episode. I mean, this series is much better than that.
Yeah, I've never watched the full series, but I have heard this is a very, very good series to watch.
And yeah, it's much more adult themed, and it was very stylized. You know, I'm not a huge fan of the power sword. It's probably the only thing I don't like about him was the redesigned power sword. But look at the articulation when he does by the power of Grayskull. Like it's you can get him in that pose perfectly.
Yeah, and Mondo are known for one thing, it's paint apps, and they again seem to have done this. This just looks so good. This is what's tempting me. I knew this line was coming. I wasn't really going to give it a second thought. I'll get to what I was going to collect in a minute, but looking at it, it does look so good with the paint apps there. The articulation is much better than I was thinking it was going to be as well when it comes to Mondo. The fact they've got all the doubles in there. I'm not much of an articulation person myself, but they do look so good. So it has me very, very tempted. So what you get, I say, with the exclusive edition, you get the King Grayskull head and the base. So they're valuing that, I suppose, at around $20 extra then for that. When you're paying that kind of money, I think you've kind of got to go for the deluxe. The only thing for the international customers here, because I've done lots of Mondos on the channel before, is we do have a standard shipping, and a standard international shipping is $50. So I've played about with this in the basket, and even if you put two in, it doubles that to $100. There's no way to save on the shipping if you go for He-Man and Clawful at all. So you're in for $165. So convert that to pounds, you're about £125. But if you wait for the UK release, if that's a straight conversion of the 95, again, you're probably going to get that for 95 or around £100. You are going to pay about £20 odd extra for the accessories. So that comes down if you want the accessories and the more exclusive versions. You do have options if you want to wait for UK stock, especially Mondo being stocked now in Forbidden Planet as well in the UK. So let's answer the question. And Adam, are you in for this figure? And if you are you waiting for UK stock? Are you in for the base and the head?
I'm in for this, and I'm in for the base and the head. But actually, I'm such a mug because I'm doing it just for the longer hair King Grayskull style head. Like that's the only reason that I'm doing it. The base will go in a drawer somewhere and never see the light of day again. But just for the head, I'm doing it. We're gonna have to leave the jokes. We'll leave the jokes, but yes.
He's doing it for the head. You can quote that in the comments below, everybody. Yes. Hit that like button, share the video. He's doing it for the head. But I would be doing it for the base because I love a diorama base. So the fact that that's going in your drawer, I'm telling you now, if I don't buy this figure, that's not going in your drawer. I'll be borrowing that base because I can make some very good use of that.
In which case, here is my offer right now, whether this tempts you or not. Wait for the UK release, and I will give you the base.
Right, okay. Well, now we've had an offer here. We are pre-recording this, but we are doing this live. There's going to be no edits in here. So I'll give you my answer now on what I was thinking about this figure. So is the FOMO going to get me? It's very, very close. But right now, no, it's not, because I've just been out to Smith's. and I've spent £100 on wrestling figures like an idiot. So no, for right now, I don't think I can afford to go on this line. And with my lack of self-control, I don't think that's a very good idea. But I will definitely take you up on the offer of that base. And even if I don't use it with this particular figure, I'll tell you in a minute what figures I could use it with for a bit of display.
The base is all yours, regardless of whether you go in on this figure or not. The base is all yours.
Right, this is going well. Saving money and getting bases. So the other figure is Clawful then. So a figure that I don't think actually came out in the original line. It was done later in sort of statue form from NECA, but I don't think it made it out in the original line. And again, this figure looks very, very impressive. So let's get the images up. $125 then you're going to pay for this one. So again, $50 international shipping. This thing looks fantastic. And again, you get a really cool diorama base. So this is going to be a very fun line. But it's almost this figure that puts me off the line, because if they're going so deep in wave 1, how deep are they going to go? And if you've collected any of the Mondo 12-inch figures when it comes to He-Man, which I've also managed to ignore, they've gone very deep. So there's a lot of figures. So at this prices, for an idiot like me that can't control himself, if I get one, I could be in for some serious problems down the line. But they look so, so good. Mondo's, as I say, paint apps, the sculpt, these things are action figure perfection. I think they always are from Mondo. One of my favorite companies out there. It's just the price point that I struggle with. So as a refrained collector, Adam, I assume you're going to selectively choose this line, and you probably won't go for Clawful off the bat.
Absolutely spot on. I agree with everything that you've said. That is a phenomenal looking figure, but the character means nothing to me. I've got no attachment to it. I could write a list of 20 He-Man Masters of the Universe characters that I'd rather have above Clawful, and I'm not a completionist. So no, I'll be letting this go. However, totally agree. It's getting on for like a masterpiece, isn't it? Like, it's a great figure.
Look at those accessories. They just make you smile seeing them. So I'd love to see these in person. Mondo, come to some UK inventions. Please come to MCM and we can see these in person. But yeah, if you want the Clawful, he is there as well. But there's no mention of a standard release of Clawful. So at the moment, I can only assume he is a Mondo exclusive and there won't be a regular release.
He's much bigger, isn't he? Like, if you see the promo shots where
8.75, nearly 9 inches,
and bulky as well. Like, it's a big chunk of plastic, so I'm not surprised at the price for it.
Yeah. So the price, it is what it is with Mondos, are now up there with your Mezco prices. This is for the more deluxe end 6-inch figures. I think this is the market we live in these days, so I'm not overly shocked by the prices. These for 200, I'd be complaining, but I think, to be honest, they are what they are for the quality of figure and the paint apps and stuff you get with them. So that is your Mondo portion of the video. So I'm going to not give in to FOMO for now, at least. And Adam, well, he didn't have any FOMO. He's going straight now. I knew that man would be after him. But one thing Adam will not be after, of course, as a non-female figure collector, so I have to cover this segment all by myself,
yes,
is She-Ra. Yes, it's all me. So She-Ra is out for you Club Grayskull members. I am a Club Grayskull member. I didn't really want to be, but I needed to be to buy a figure. And she's already sold out. And she sold out before I even noticed that she'd gone up for sale today. So I've not managed to secure this. I'm hoping when the public stock comes in tomorrow, I will be able to get myself a She-Ra and Swift Win. So it is the 40th anniversary of She-Ra here. If I can try and zoom in a bit, Mattel is not the greatest website to navigate. So she is coming out for the 40th anniversary, £65 with Swift Win. I do have the original version from Masters of the Universe Classics when it comes to Swiftwind. So if anybody's at the NEC Toy Fair this weekend, look for that on my table potentially, because if I can get this, I'll definitely be selling that version and getting this version, which is, again, much smaller, but will scale nicely with the Masters of the Universe Origin. So I think Swiftwind was needed for that collection. If you're anybody not named Adam, then this is definitely a very nice piece to commemorate She-Ra's 40th anniversary. So see if you can get it if you're in UK. I'm not sure if the US stock is still up, but it may come back tomorrow. But once again, the Club Grayskull membership proving completely pointless. And finally, then we will finish on this. So if I don't collect the Mondo versions, what versions would I be collecting? Well, these are something we have covered on the channel before. It's San Diego Comic-Con, because, of course, Mattel surprised us with the 2000X He-Man figures that they've shown for the Origins line. So Now, the quality, as you can quite clearly see, is nowhere near what Mondo is giving you. But what they are giving you is a more cartoony base aesthetic for a much, much cheaper price. So as I've gone all in on the original Filmation cartoon in Origins, I don't see particularly any reason why I couldn't go potentially all in on these figures here. So I find some more, the Beastman looks a much more sort of fun animated version of the figures is what you are getting here. So I think this is the way to go, but these would probably look very nice with the diorama base from Adam's He-Man. So that's gone very well because they will display very nicely. So there's their version of Clawful Man-at-Arms looking pretty cool. But we have seen all these before, so you've got two options when it comes to your He-Man figures. You can go Mondo, or you could go Mattel, or you could do both. I was tempted by both, but if I don't think I could control myself. So at the moment, I'm holding strong, and your answer to the video is I am not in, but Adam is. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But it's just been a short one tonight, pre-recorded here in less than 17 minutes. So I've been Jay's Toy Collection UK. He has been
Figure Cave Collectibles.
You find him on Instagram as well. Of course, hit that like button, share the video, leave me all your thoughts on Mondo in the comments below. Until next time, we'll see you on the next video.